Let me recognize the gentleman from Georgia, Dr. Ferguson, to inquire.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to all the witnesses for being here today and sharing your stories with us. The one thing that's been heartbreaking to hear throughout these testimonies is just how much worse it is for women in the workforce under this administration. The crushing cost of inflation, whether it's food, whether it's fuel, whether it's child care expenses, whatever it is, the policies that are driving inflation right now are really, truly impacting all people in the workforce. Whether you're a single mom or single dad or a family starting out, it's having an incredibly bad impact. You know, the fact that you go to the grocery store now and you're paying about twice as much as you were just a few years ago for groceries. The fact, if particularly in a rural community, when you've got to go put gas in your car at $5 a gallon because of the policies that have been put in place here, it is devastating. And I know that in women-owned businesses, both in my own family and in my friends and folks that I know, it is the supply chain cost, everything is making it harder to survive as a small business owner. So we know that inflation, we know that fuel costs are really driving a lot of folks to the brink of being out of business. And I know, and when I hear our colleagues on the other side of the aisle say that we're blocking efforts, we've all been working towards introducing bills. I've got two: a family savings account that would create a tax advantage that families could use pre-tax dollars to help with some basic expenses. As a small employer, being able to band together and pool together with other small employers to be able to offer family leave products that we currently can't. It's something I dealt with in running my own small business. So we've got solutions out there. We need our colleagues on the other side of the aisle to come to the table to talk about different options. How many of you would say in this room, if Congress put an additional $53 billion towards child care, do you think that would have an impact, a positive impact on child care? We would think so. But let me ask you this. Do you know that Congress has appropriated and spent almost $53 billion additional dollars in child care over the last couple of years? And has that really driven down your child care cost? $53 billion. And now we're talking about going down this road even further, where we are talking about a massive government program that is going to require a significant increase in taxes to pay for. And all that's going to do is fuel the inflation, because those costs are going to get passed along to the consumer. And it's going to continue this horrible cycle that we're in. So we're spending, inflation is out of control, fuel costs are out of control, small businesses are being hurt, no matter who they're owned by. And the reality is we can't get people, in many parts of the country, you still have way too many workers sitting on the sidelines for a variety of reasons. And we're talking about spending more money and raising taxes while interest rates are going up. It's the perfect storm for an economic collapse. It is time that we do something different. It's time that we look for different options. Let's modify the programs that we've got now. Let's create opportunities for small businesses to compete in this environment. Let's do things that make American business the most competitive in the world. Let's be energy independent. Let's drive down the cost of living. And then we can come together and we can think about things that really help many of the situations that we've heard today. But I think a one-size-fits-all government program with no flexibility that's going to require a huge increase in taxes to pay for is not the right solution. Continuing to fuel inflation, continuing to spend more money, continuing to create the same problems is not the right way. Why are we not talking about driving inflation costs down? The cost of going to the grocery store and filling up your car every single week has gone through the roof, and it is killing American families right now. And so we've got to get those basics right. So Ms. Huey, a quick question to you. Would small business owners in the construction space like the ability to pool together so that they can provide paid family medical leave and things like a tax-free savings account for families to use on basic needs?
Yes, sir, I think so. I think any incentive-based program like that would be very helpful for our industry. And I also believe to the point of what you talked about, inflation, every one of us sitting up here would benefit, and all of America would, to lower gas prices and doing something about the inflation prices right now.
Thank you, Ms. Huey.
Thank the
Mr.
gentleman.
Chairman, I yield back.